plants! Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rose, and in today's video we're gonna try and create a prop box. Quick introduction, this is the actual box. We used to use it for cat food because our cats would attack the bags of food, but we've put them in a different place right now. So we have this as a spare, and my boyfriend said you can do whatever you want with this. So I was like, plants, obviously. And he's gonna help me out today to make it into a prop box, adding some lights and putting it on a heat mat. I plan to put all my Anthurium babies in there because they've had some trouble in the terrarium. The moss is drying out a little bit too much, and in the tent as well, and also for me to see them a little bit better because they're all hidden away between the other plants, so I don't look at them very often, and some of them have dried out or wilted, so that's not obviously what we want. That's her. She still really likes this box because her food used to be in it. My plan is to put these lights in. These were the lights I got from Hema, and they were actually pretty bad for my terrarium because they don't put out a lot of light, and they are purple, which is ugly, of course. But I thought that for Anthurium babies, it would be good because they don't want too much light. And for this small box should be kind of enough, I think. I'm just gonna test it out. So we'll see. My plan to attach them is to keep the box in one piece as much as possible. So we're gonna drill holes in these little parts. I'm starting by getting some iron wire. I don't know what this is meant for the garden normally. And attaching it through the hole into the light. What I've thought is, if this light does get a little bit warm, it's nice to have it hanging a little bit away from the plastic, just for safety. So I don't attach it as close as possible, but instead I leave a little bit of space because obviously gravity will do that to the light. So now there is like a centimeter or two space. We'll see how it works. Time to clean this and start planting. Let's look at the plants that I want to move into the new prop box. One of them is these two Villanorum seeds. More Villanorum. See how dried out they are? Whoops. That's totally my fault. These crystallinums are also struggling, the small ones that are here on the side. This one is making a new leaf, so it is happy, but the moss is actually quite wet right now, and it's not supposed to be. Whoops. My bad. These ones are mature, so they get to stay here. They're big enough. Just making a new leaf. Very pretty. This is also a new leaf. But there are some more hiding in there. Wait. Can we see? All the way down here are a few magnificent crystallinum seeds. Magnificum. And on this side, some, I think they're Villanorum, even though it says something else on the label. No, these are actually crystallinums. Completely dried out. Can you see how wilted that leaf is? That's not good. Wilted. I poured some water in this one, and it is completely like dried out. The moss definitely needs a re-soak. So we're just gonna let that sit in here for a little while. Let's check out these. These ones still look okay, and it's growing. That's my first ever Magnificum over there. Although the moss actually is quite dry on the bottom, so that's not good. This is why we're doing this, drying out little seedlings. I also watered the Villanorum. Those are in soil, which is quite easy for me, but it is drying out. Even in the terrarium, high humidity, it is drying out, so I'm gonna re-water these and hopefully they survive. They still look healthy though. We're also gonna take some plants, some seedlings out of the tent because they do take up a lot of space in there, but also I cannot keep a good close eye on them. And in the prop box, I'll check them every day so I know that they're not drying out or wilting. Ooh, Ooh, this is very wet. Crystals. What else do we have in here? Look at that new ghost leaf unfolding. I don't think there are seedlings down here anymore. This one looks very, very wet. Look at that. If I put it down, this whole batch of water comes out. But it looks like it has been growing really well in the tent. As you can see, lots of crystal babies. I'm just gonna take it out. They were planted on the 27th of October. I got them as berries from a friend. So here you can see me popping the berries to get the seeds out. I get asked a lot how to get Anthurium seeds or where to buy them, and that's a little bit of a difficult question. I think the best places would be a well-known, good aroid shop, or maybe Facebook. Or if you're lucky like me, you might have a friend that has seeds and that's willing to share. Since I got mine as gifts from friends, it's always a little bit awkward when people ask to buy my seeds or my seedlings. I got them as gifts, so I don't feel comfortable selling them. I hope you understand that. And I guess seedlings are a little bit easier to buy and find than seeds themselves, from what I've seen online. I don't necessarily go out and look for plants to buy though, so that's just my opinion. But yeah, I got my Regal, my Forgetti, and the Metallicum was a little bit bigger. But those two I got as very, very small plants from private sellers via Instagram actually. And if you take good care of them and you have them in the right conditions and everything, they can grow big very quickly. So they are really fun to grow. But sadly, I don't really have like clear tips on how to get your hands on them. Sorry. Check that out. There is some slimy mold on there, I think. So I'm just gonna probably do something, repot these, pop them in the prop box and see what happens next. So many I grew from seed, that's so cool. Sleeping on the sofa. Anyway, over here we've got my setup for now. The plants are repotted, so they should be a little bit more happy. The bigger ones have soil now, so hopefully they don't get such an unstable environment anymore. And the smaller ones, some of them I repotted, but not all of them, because I'm worried that they might take a dive from that repot. So we'll see if the original ones in a shallower pot do better or the repotted ones in more soil do better. Now it's time to finally put the lid on and see if the lights work. Okay. 1, 2. Voila! What do you think? I have it in front of the heater for now so that it warms up in the box, and then I'll move it onto the attic where it's gonna sit. But it looks very cool. I'm so happy we don't have this purple light in the house anymore, because that was not very nice. It's now February 12th. That's 1 month later. And I wanted to show you a little update. And also I need to water my Anthuriums because you may notice I'm sitting in a weird place. I'm at the attic where we keep this box. And that means that I hardly ever see it. And I forget to water it. So the goal of making this prop box didn't really work out. But still, I've already moved the lid off. That's working really well. And the heat mat is on there. So it's working like a charm. The little crystallinum babies are doing really well. I potted them up separately, all of them. This one has a new leaf on the way. I hope these will grow bigger soon because the ones in my terrarium are now super big. So it's time for these guys to catch up, I think. And this is the last crystallinum. This is very, very dry, so I'm gonna water this very soon. Those I got as seedlings, so they were already growing. And these ones I got as seeds, so they've grown a lot for me. You can see a lot of new leaves. These ones are the new leaves. These ones are the more hardened off leaves. You see a little bit of a difference in color. Do you see that? Those ones are all new. They're still sort of unfurling. These are doing really well, but it is very, very dry. Once again, I don't know why these get so dry and the other ones don't. I might have to turn the box around. There's a new leaf growing. Because always those two boxes, these two dry out super fast and the other ones don't. So that's a little bit weird. As you can see, these are very wilted. Exactly the thing I wanted to prevent. But okay, we'll give them some water soon. These are my Villanorum seedlings. Or actually some of them I got as seeds, I forget. But they are doing really well. And I love that you can see, here's more Villanorums. Let me just take them out so you can see them a little bit better. You can see that they are very different compared to the crystallinums. And I like that because usually as seedlings, it's impossible to keep Anthuriums apart. So make sure if you do get some seeds that you label them correctly because they are very confusing. But there are new leaves on the way everywhere. And if you have that next to the crystallinums, for example, the color is different and the shape is different. It's very, very cool to see. I have this measuring thingy in here and it usually is about 20 degrees Celsius. It's a little bit colder now because I've kept it open. And about 70 to 90% humidity. Once a day, I try to remember to come up here and just open the lid a little bit for about an hour or two to air out the box, because as you can see, there's a lot of condensation. I kind of forget sometimes, and then sometimes I air it out and I forget to put it back on. So it's not super stable, this environment, but let's water the ones that need it. This is water with some liquid gold leaf. Some people say you don't have to fertilize your babies, your seedlings. But then my friend Katja from Adansonii on Instagram, she says, why not? And I also think why not? Because they are plants and they probably need more than the soil can provide. All right, all the plants are watered. Let's put it back. Lid back on. Turning it back onto the heat mat. I have turned it around and put this thing on the other side as well. So maybe now the back plants will dry out a little bit more and the front plants will keep a little bit more moisture. We'll see. I think the more mature ones in the back actually wouldn't mind drying out a little bit more, and the front ones are still tiny, so they need a little bit more stability. But that's purely my own like guesswork. As you can see here, there is a big window as well, so the lights are supplemental, but there is snow on the window right now. And we do leave the lights on for about 14 hours every day, and the heat mat as well, so that they kind of experience a day and night schedule, even with the daylight as well. And that's it for this prop box video. I hope you enjoyed it and that it was useful to you. Let me know if you're going to create your own prop box. I would love to hear in the comments if you already have, how you did it and what you have growing in it. Always the most fascinating part for us planty people. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, consider subscribing to my channel, joining my membership or my Patreon. A special thanks to all my patrons for supporting me. We have a great time every month chatting in our live Zoom call and in our Discord chat and everything. So I love you guys, and I love all of you, whether you're a member or not, whether you're commenting or not when you're watching this. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I can't believe we hit 10K on YouTube. That's all thanks to you guys, so thank you so much. Sending you a lot of love and planty goodness, and see you soon. Bye friends.